Okay, let's see here. I think I'm ready. You thought I'd forgotten, hadn't you? Well, I almost did, but I didn't. I didn't. I just life has been a little lately. I won't go into it right now. Greetings, one and all, and welcome once again to Tom's Hit Parade. By the way, I invite you to hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up if you like what you see, share this video with your friends, and leave me your thoughts down in the comments section. That'd be like totally bitchin'. So anyway, yes, it's been almost 2 months. Actually, I think it's been a little over 2 months since my last Backtracks video, which kind of, sort of is not getting me behind schedule. I've only got 3 more to do after this one throughout the rest of this year, so I've got plenty of time. But still, it's been a while, and I want to try and catch up, you know, in my own mind. But anyway, yes, Backtracks is not the Backtracks you remember from years ago. This is, since we are in the year 2025, I am doing my Backtracks this year, talking about my favorite albums of years ending in the number 5. I've done 1955, 65, 75. So today is my favorite 20 favorite albums of 1985. Great Scott! With a handful of honorable mentions. And as is the case with these lists and all of my lists on my channel, is the lists are going to be a little weird. These are not the best albums. These are my favorite albums. My tastes can be a little unusual, and for something to be a favorite, naturally, it has to be something that I own on record or album or CD or whatever, or cassette, and something that I have listened to at least. And there's lots of music out there. There's some stuff that I can guarantee there are some of your favorites that are not going to be on this list. And that's just kind of that's the beauty of music YouTubers, the music YouTube universe, in my opinion, is you're going to see stuff that's, lists are not going to jibe completely with your own. And that's what's fun about it, in my opinion. But anyway, enough jabberwocky. Let's go ahead and get started on my 20 favorite albums of 1985, along with 5 honorable mentions. And let's do the honorable mentions right now in alphabetical order. We have Hunting High and Low by a-ha. Obviously, their big hit, Take on Me. The Sun Always Shines on TV. The title track is great. Living a Boy's Adventure Tale. What is the other one that I liked? Maybe I already mentioned it. But yeah, great classic album with a classic hit single. And then we have, keeping in alphabetical order, we have The Dream Academy, their self-titled album. Fantastic. The song you probably know from this is Life in a Northern Town. The rest of the album is just as good. It's kind of that, I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, it's, if you've heard Life in a Northern Town, that's kind of gives you a feel for the rest of the album, but the rest of the album is worth listening to. Trust me. I saw this on the record, the CD racks, and decided I had to pick it up to see what other songs, because that was the only song of theirs that I'd heard. Let's see. Johnny New Light. I think that was a good song. In Places on the Run. Very good one. Bound to Be. I'm pretty sure that was a good one as well. Since I'm a little behind, I will admit, it's been a month or so at least since I've listened to some of these albums. So kind of going on my somewhat questionable memory. But anyway, my next honorable mention is Fine Young Cannibal, self-titled album. Of course, you've got Suspicious Minds, their cover of the Elvis Presley song. I thought there was another single off of this that was really good, but I cannot see it. But it's great. Probably not as good as The Raw and the Cooked, their follow-up, but still excellent stuff. And I'm a bit of have a bit of a thing for unusual sounding vocals, and yes, the lead singer Roland Gift has an unusual voice, so I do always enjoy the Fine Young Cannibal stuff, even though they only put out 2 albums. It's too bad that they only had such a short discography, but it was still very good. Now, here is a really unusual one that probably none of you know about. And one of the things that's, my list is going to be a little weird, I said. How about Jerry Goodman? He's not in anybody else's list, is he? Honorable mention, but still excellent stuff. He was should have had the notes. He was part of at least one band. His thing is electric violin, and so I think he's been in a backing musician for a few notable artists. But he went out on his own solo in during the beginning of the new age craze back in the late '80s. Well, I guess this would be mid '80s. He did a couple albums on the Private music label. This is his first one, I believe, on the Future of Aviation. The song Sarah's Lullaby, that's really, really good. One of my favorite instrumental songs ever. But yeah, Orangutango is another one I really enjoy. Um, and yeah, it's only six tracks, but still, they're all excellent stuff. And yeah, I've had to buy. He put out 2 studio albums and 1 live album on the Private music label. Very, very good stuff. I really enjoy his music. And yeah, that's that one. And the final honorable mention. Wanted to put this one in the ranked list, but it just got pushed out by a couple of artists that were a little bit better. We've got Supertramp with their album "Brother, Where You Bound." Doesn't have any of the hit singles that defined some of their other albums of around the same period. Probably why it is not in my top 20, but still, Supertramp is Supertramp, and you know, rather enjoy their stuff. Obviously, I've got several of their albums, but yeah, a good album by Supertramp. Let me take a quick sip of water first. As we head into the ranked list, and yeah, it was tough to rank these albums. I'm an 80s kid, so this is obviously 1985. If you know your math, 1985 is smack dab in the middle of the 80s. And yeah, great stuff here. You're going to question the rankings of some of these, like for instance, this one would probably be much higher on your list. Prince, Around the World in a Day, and yes, obviously the hit Raspberry Beret and Raspberry Beret. Uh, it's probably one reason why it's not higher up is that it does not have more hit singles. But I mean, I do like there's some great songs on here. Pop Life, America, the title track Around the World in a Day. Very good stuff. I mean, Prince has the reputation and the following for a good reason. So, but yeah, good stuff. Maybe not as great an album as Purple Rain or a couple of his others, but still very, very good and worthy of the number 20 spot on my list. And speaking of things that maybe should be ranked higher than they are, this one I only tried listening to within the last 6 months or so. It's been obviously been a huge favorite of people's for a long time, and especially since the one singles appearance in the Netflix shows Stranger Things. You guys know which album this is, so I'll go ahead and show it to you. Hounds of Love by Kate Bush is my number 19 pick for 1985. Obviously, Running Up That Hill, fantastic song. And the good songs go on from there. It's just, I need to listen to this one more. I'm not sure if I will or not, but maybe 10 years from now, I will revise these lists. And since I will have had more time with some of these albums, maybe this one will hike up the list a bit. But for now, it is number 19. Plenty of good songs on here. It's just I need to metabolize it more and get more exposure to the songs to see if I love it, if it grows on me anymore. So yeah, very, very good album. Kate Bush, Hounds of Love. And I've got a mixture of vinyl and CD, so I want to make sure I'm doing these in the right order. Number 18 on my list is one that I thought I was going to rank higher. I thought it was going to be, I didn't think it was going to be quite in the top 10 maybe, but I thought it was going to be top 15. Listen Like Thieves in excess. Yes, number 18 on my list, so not quite up there. You've got, of course, the song What You Need, the big single from that. Shine Like It Does is another fantastic song. A lot of the songs on here are really good. It's just they didn't quite stick with me as much as I was hoping they would. In compared with all the other albums on this list, obviously. So yes, great band, great album, but not quite in the top 15. But still, Very worthy of my list. Number 18, In Excess, Listen Like Thieves. Number 17 is one that was a relatively new discovery. I hadn't tried listening to this album until a few months ago, and mainly because I'd picked up a greatest hits album of this artist, and the one song, there's one song on that album that was on this album, one song on the greatest hits that was on this album, really struck me. The song is called "Dare Me," fantastic single, one of my favorite Pointer Sisters songs, and yes, this is the album "Contact" by Pointer Sisters. This is my number 17 favorite album of 1985. Yes, no shortage of good songs on here, produced by the legendary Richard Perry. Let's see, what are some of the other ones that are good? The title track was great. Freedom is a great song. Hey You, Burn Down the Night, that was a good one as well. So, yeah. But yeah, Pointer Sisters, not as good an album as some of their other really popular ones in the 80s. I believe the ones I really enjoy are earlier in the decade than the 80s. So, in another 7-8 years, I will come around to those albums, since they will be uh, decade intervals from whatever year that's going to be. Anyway, Contact by Pointer Sisters, number 17. Number 16 on my list is another one I kind of thought was going to be higher on the list. Riptide by Robert Palmer. And yeah, classic album, obviously. The title track, Hyperactive, Addicted to Love, was a huge hit song of his. So yeah, that's most of side one. So yeah, side one was fantastic. Oh, I Didn't Mean to Turn You On, another big hit single of his. So yeah, possibly his most successful album. I'm not sure, but definitely one that is worth a listen if you have not listened to it. Yes, Riptide by Robert Palmer. Robert Palmer, yes, I can speak, is my number 16 favorite album of 1985. Right, Scott! Now we're coming up into the top 15. This one is, yeah, maybe another one that should be higher on the list. Probably on your list it is higher. But we have Brothers in Arms by Dire Straits, a classic album. The first album that was kind of made for the CD format. It was, it was put together, mixed and mastered with the compact disc format in mind. So that's kind of a trivia note for this album. But yes, Money for Nothing, Walk of Life. I thought there was another one. Oh, well, the title track is fantastic as well. But yeah, excellent album by an excellent band. Gotta say, I'm not sure what else I can say about it. But yeah, number 15 on my list is Brothers in Arms by Dire Straits. Good old Mark Knopfler and crew doing what they do best. Number 14. Got a few vinyl albums in a row here. Number 14 on my list is the self-titled album by Go West. Their big hit song, We Close Our Eyes, one of my favorite songs of the 80s, as well as Call Me and Eye to Eye, Don't Look Down, another great song. Innocence, Goodbye Girl, a great album, definitely. But yeah, they one of the second or third tier artists from of the 80s. Maybe kind of like Aha, kind of the same sort of a thing as Aha, basically the same. For some reason, Go West and Aha remind me of each other. But yeah, number 14 is Go West, the self-titled album by that group. Number 13, lucky number 13. This one is probably not on very many people's list. It is the weakest of their three albums. It was their third and final album before they disbanded, and their frontman went solo, and he is still making albums to this day. We have Men at Work with their album Two Hearts, their third album. This is a sentimental favorite of mine, obviously, being number 13 on the list. Yet, pick just about any song on that list, and I really enjoy it. Probably the reason that it didn't do well is because it didn't have quite the, I don't know how to say it, the quirky sound that really defined their first two albums. They went a little bit more mainstream pop rock for their third album. The songs are less distinctive, I guess is the best way to put it. But still, I think the songs are great. We have Everything I Need was the big hit single there. Maria was a bit of a Latin kind of a song. I really enjoyed that one. Snakes and Ladders is probably my favorite song on the album. But they also have Men with Two Hearts, Children on Parade, isn't it the good one? So yeah, one of my sentimental favorites from the 80s. Men at Work, one of my favorite bands from the 80s, even though they only put out 3 albums. But still, yeah, Two Hearts by Men at Work, my number 13 favorite album of 1985. Number 12, and this one kind of snuck up on me. I've been a fan of her singles for forever. Just never really delved into her studio albums until 6-9 months ago, roughly. But yes, her sophomore album, Promise by Sade, is my number 12 favorite album of the year. The Sweetest Taboo, big hit single off of there. I'm sure there were some other. Never as Good as the First Time, I think, was another single of hers off this album. Is It a Crime? War of the Hearts, Mr. Wrong, Punch Drunk. A great selection of songs, definitely. And I just love her jazzy R&B kind of voice. Something about her voice is just really wonderful. And I do have to, every once in a while, just put on a Sade album and just lean back, enjoy it, bathe in it. She's got the kind of voice and kind of sound that you kind of bathe in. Good stuff. Sade, Promise, my number 12 for 1985. Number 11 on my list. Here's another one that might be not on many other people's lists. We have Rhythm of the Night by DeBarge. A great album. The title song, obviously, one of the biggest hits of the 80s. I have a soft spot for that song. I just really enjoy it. And also had one of their best ballads ever, Who's Holding Donna Now? So that was a fantastic song. One of the better ballads of the 80s, in my opinion. And the rest of it is kind of, great R&B dance pop kind of stuff. Just very good stuff. Yeah. You Wear It Well, Share My World. That was a pretty good one. Prime Time, The Heart Is Not Too Smart. So, yeah. Really enjoyed this album. I was only familiar with the 2 singles. Hadn't really checked out their stuff, their deeper cuts until about a year and a half ago when I picked up this album. So it's very, very good. I do quite recommend this album. Rhythm of the Night by DeBarge is my number 11 favorite album of 1985. Great Scott! Okay, top 10 time. Here we go. These, you probably won't have very many quibbles about the ones in my top 10. Maybe you will. Who knows? Checking out the vinyl over here is making sure I'm not skipping anything. Number 10 on my list is The Dream of the Blue Turtles by Sting, his debut solo album. And yes, it is bookended at the beginning and the end with 2 great songs. If You Love Somebody, Set Them Free, and Fortress Around Your Heart. Fantastic songs there. Love is the Seventh Wave. I really enjoy that one. Russians is another good song, like a very social commentary kind of song. Moon Over Bourbon Street, that one was pretty good. We Work the Black Seam. Interesting title, interesting song. So yeah, a great set of songs for Sting's first solo outing. As I said, the beginning and ending tracks, fantastic, top tier songs for me. 2 of my favorite songs from the 80s. So yes, The Dream of the Blue Turtles by Sting, my number 10. Number 9 on my list is another great album with a great set of songs. Here we have Be Yourself Tonight by Eurythmics. Yes, we got Would I Lie to You? There Must Be an Angel Playing with My Heart. Sisters Are Doing It for Themselves. Great female empowerment anthem. I really like that one. It's All Right, Baby's Coming Back. I mean, this album is packed with good songs. But yeah, gotta say, this is a favorite album of mine. It's number 9, and yes, one of the great albums of the 80s. Definitely got to check it out if you haven't yet. Eurythmics' Be Yourself Tonight is my number 9 favorite album of 1985. Coming in at number 8, And this might be an unusual pick. Oh, I know, maybe you guys will have quibbles with one or two of the things I have in here. Who's Zooming Who by Aretha Franklin. Basically her big comeback album from her 60s soul heyday. She kind of had a second coming back in the 80s, decided to do a contemporary R&B pop route, and this, I don't know if this was her most successful album of the 80s, but I enjoyed it. Probably has her most successful singles on it. Freeway of Love, the great pop song, with a saxophone solo by Clarence Clemens of the E Street Band. She pulls in the big names. Yes, she has. Actually, Eurythmics, Sisters Are Doing It for Themselves, is on this album as well. I I subliminally knew that this song was on both of those albums, but I'd forgotten it, in the active part of my brain until now. The title track, Who's Zoomin' Who, is a good one. Carlos Santana has a guitar solo on the song Push, what a great one. And Dizzy Gillespie, the legendary trumpet player, has a solo on the closing track Integrity. So yes, as I said, she pulls in the talent for this album. She definitely wanted to maybe she wanted to kind of introduce these legendary artists to I guess Dizzy Gillespie is probably the only old time artist on the album, but yeah, she wanted to introduce at least him to the teenagers of the 80s, and yeah, to remind them that there's plenty of talent from back in the day as well. So and yes, Aretha was definitely among that talent. So yes, excellent album. I really enjoyed this one. Until You Say You Love Me, that's another good song. Ain't Nobody Ever Loved You. That's aren't those songs contradictory? Anyway, Who's Zoomin' Who by Aretha Franklin, number 8 on my list of favorite albums of 1985. Number 7, here we have No Jacket Required by Phil Collins. Yes, I don't know why Phil Collins is one of those love them or hate them artists. I don't know why there's so much hate for Phil Collins, but I'm one of the people who loves him, obviously. Susudio, One More Night, Don't Lose My Number, Take Me Home. Yeah, just another album just packed with classic chart hits. And yeah, a worthy occupant of my top 10 from 1985 is No Jacket Required by Phil Collins, a great song. Who Said I Would, I think was another song I really enjoyed. Long, Long Way to Go, good one. Number 5, oh no, number 6, excuse me. That's why I gotta keep checking my vinyl stack to make sure I don't miss anything. Number 6 on my list is Dream Into Action by Howard Jones. Yes, really, I really enjoy this artist, and although just about all the songs of his that I really, really wanted are on this album. Yes, he's got Things Can Only Get Better, No One Is to Blame, Life in One Day, another great song, Like to Get to Know You Well, and that's almost the entirety of side 1. So yeah, but yes, a great set of songs. Here, I'll give you the track listing there. Excuse me. But yeah, a fantastic set of tracks on here. Bounce Right Back, I think, is a pretty good one, as I recall. Assault and Battery. The title track is good too. So, but yes, Howard Jones' Dream Into Action. I really, really enjoyed that one more than I expected I would. Yes, this is one that I thought was going to be outside the top 10, and as it turns out, it was inside the top 10. So number 6 on my list. Top 5 time, and this first one in the top 5, I actually have on both vinyl and CD, and it is the Power Station. Yes, this is the Power Station 33 and a third, and here we have the Power Station CD. So yes, these. So technically these albums have 2 different titles. Anyway, yeah, gotta say a great album by the second of 2 Duran Duran spin-off acts. Yes, all this time until I started listening to prepare myself for this list, I could have sworn, I could have told you that Arcadia was going to be in the list and Power Station was going to be way down on the list. But as it turns out, Arcadia didn't even make the honorable mentions. And but yes, part of the reason is because Power Station had that the more tight sound. That's the only word that comes to mind when I think of the sound is tight. Those kind of almost claustrophobic sounding drums, and the really, really the heavy rhythm and heavy beat section that kind of characterized Duran Duran's Seven and the Ragged Tiger album and right around that era. That is the sound that Power Station put out on this album, and that's probably the reason why I love these guys so much more the than Arcadia. That's just, but yeah, and yes, this is Robert Palmer's second appearance on my list because he was a part of Power Station. Yeah, Some Like It Hot, excellent song. Get It On, Bang a Gong. I'm sure there's others. Oh, Murderous was a pretty good song. Go to Zero, as I recall, was really good. So yeah, Power Station, self-titled album, is my number 5 favorite album of 1985, and for darn good reason. So yes, coming up into number 4. Straighten up the CDs here. My number 4 album. Now, the purists of this band are going to probably disagree with this placing, since this was very much change in sound for them. But I'm an '80s kid, so this is the sound that I grew up with from this band. Heart, the self-titled album by them. Again, the track listing is basically a list of singles from the era. What About Love, Never, These Dreams, and I thought there was another one. Maybe that was it. But yeah, all the songs are pretty darn good, gotta say. But yes, they went away from their hard rock-ish sound from the 70s and kind of diverted into a more AOR pop rock, radio-friendly sound for this album. But still, I love the songs. But yeah, what can I say? Heart, self-titled album, is number 4 on my list for 1985. Great Scott! Now, number 3, this is actually going to be the last vinyl record in my list, but it's also one that I have on both vinyl and CD. And this is going to be a weird placement on this list. Just be glad that I didn't put it at number 1, because I very well could have. Excuse me, because I grew up with this album. This album is an ingrained part of my childhood. It's basically in my DNA. It is Dare to Be Stupid by Weird Al Yankovic. Yes, he's a novelty or comedy rock artist, but the reason I put his albums in my list, my favorite list, is because they are legitimately a talented group of musicians. It's just they just do it with comedy. But yes, of course, Like a Surgeon, his parody of Madonna's Like a Virgin, and this was the album that really put the spotlight on Weird Al's original songs. The title track, Dare to Be Stupid, it is a takeoff on the style, or what Al calls a style parody of Devo, but it's an original song. But yes, and also he does a doo-wop style ballad, which is an original song called One More Minute. Both of those songs actually got music videos, which was rare for Al originals. But yes, just the original songs, the parodies, everything is just great. Slime Creatures from Outer Space is a sentimental, personal favorite of mine for reasons I won't go into. But yes, I Want a New Duck, the parody of Huey Lewis's I Want a New Drug. An absolute classic album for darn good reason. For me, anyway, it is an absolute classic. Cannot live without this album in my collection. It will stay in my collection until the day I draw my last breath. But yes, Weird Al Yankovic, Dare to Be Stupid, is my number 3 favorite album of 1985. As I said, be glad it wasn't number 2 or number 1. But number 1 and number 2 these top 2 are definitely worthy of their positions. Number 2 is Songs from the Big Chair by Tears for Fears, my runner-up for 1985. Again, great songs. Shout, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Head Over Heels, my personal favorite Tears for Fears song. And of course, this is the deluxe edition with B-sides on the remainder of the first disc and a bunch of remixes and whatnot on disc 2. But yeah, a bit of a short album, only 9 tracks or something, but there's all killer, no filler. for this album, Songs from the Big Chair, the sophomore album by Tears for Fears, is my runner-up for 1985. Now, my number one album, it was pretty much no contest with this one. Just the entire track list, pretty much the entire track list is hit singles, kind of like with Michael Jackson's Thriller and other albums of its era. But just love this album. And another reason is the CD. I still remember where I got the CD, and will probably remember that for the rest of my life. So that also has a special attachment for me for this album. It is the self-titled album by Whitney Houston. That is my number one favorite album of 1985. Yeah, just throw a dart at the track listing and you got a winner. You Give Good Love, Saving All My Love for You, How Will I Know, All at Once, Greatest Love of All, and that's half the track listing right there. Come on. And of course, her voice just knocks it out of the park. Yeah. I have every one of Whitney Houston's albums, and I actually did not appreciate her back in the day, perhaps because her songs were on the radio constantly, and that's one thing that kind of does it for me is overexposure, oversaturation kind of makes me lose interest in something. But yeah, now with all those years removed and my tastes in music refining over the years, this one had to be, it absolutely couldn't not be in my top 5 or even top 3. So, but yeah. And yes, I picked up the CD at a, can't remember the name of the store right now, but in Tulsa, Oklahoma, when I went to visit my little brother Noah. I was in there shopping. First time, didn't see it, went back later, and there it was. It was something I had been looking for a couple of years. And not only was it, there new, but it was actually the deluxe edition with DVD disc of stuff. So yeah. Anyway, Whitney Houston's self-titled album, my number one favorite album of 1985. Great Scott! So, what do you think of that list? I hope you enjoyed the list. I hope you were entertained and amused by it. I hope you weren't too turned off by it. But as I said, my backtracks lists are going to be weird, but then that's the fun of it. So anyway, that'll do it for this video. Be sure to like it if you liked it. And before you go, drop me some comments in the comment section below. I'd love to know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon to catch my future videos, hit my username to browse my old videos. Links to my socials and my favorite fellow YouTubers are in the description below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and remember, life's too short to be a music snob.